Alright guys, I am back with my review of the Ring of Honor SuperCard of Honor 7 internet pay-per-view from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. And I have to say, I had a blast watching this pay-per-view. There were some issues I'll get into a little bit later, but I just had a lot of fun eating junk food and drinking some Chuck Lights. So I thought it was a really good show. There was a fantastic match with Michael Elgin versus Jay Lethal on this show, right up there with Elgin versus Davey Richards from last year's WrestleMania weekend show. So definitely some good stuff on this pay-per-view. Sold out crowd too, by the way. QT Marshall and Barrister Artie Evans versus ACH and Tadarius Thomas opened the show. Barrister Artie Evans is out there and he's calling him Marshall. But it's Marshall. I mean, he's getting his own guy's name wrong. And he teases his partner being Tanahashi, Lacey Von Erich. And then he starts saying quack, quack, quack. And he says Emilio Estevez from the Mighty Ducks movies wanted to be his partner. It was good. But he ends up being the partner for QT Marshall, which was kind of disappointing. But they lie about their stats and the tell of the tape, and ACH gets Barrister in a Texas Cloverleaf and spins him around and then puts him in a submission. Some great dives in this match. Fans were really into it. Barrister hits an inverted Styles Clash on ACH, but he kicks out. And ACH and Tadarius trade kicks on QT, and ACH hits the Big Bang DDT for the win. So that was pretty much it. I thought it was a good match. Great way to open the show, and ACH, it looks like they're going to be doing big things with this guy. He's got a lot of talent, I think. He kind of looks like Wayne Brady, too. But yeah, I thought these guys did a great job. Kevin Kelly mentions Charlie Haas retiring and how he won't be on the show. And Shelton Benjamin comes out and he says Haas isn't here. It's the biggest weekend in wrestling, and he doesn't have a match. So he calls Cheeseburger into the ring. And he says Cheeseburger earned his respect, and Mike Bennett comes out, and he says he's the hottest free agent out there. He says Cheeseburger looks like Shelton if he melted in the sun. And Bennett's about to announce who he signed with because he has been in WWE developmental. But he's about to announce who he signed with, and Cheeseburger grabs the mic, and Seltzer says that burger's got some balls. And Cheeseburger calls Maria a really, really offensive name. I couldn't even believe they said it. And then Bennett knocks him out. So it leads to Shelton versus Bennett. Maria distracts the ref. Brutal Bob runs in and hits a shoulder block on Shelton and then jumps out of the ring right next to the ref. The ref didn't look or anything, but still, I mean, the guy was right there. And Maria starts grinding with Bennett. She does this thing where she stands on the apron and she grinds against him. And Bennett walks away. And I can't remember what happened, but Shelton ends up on the apron. And Maria's still facing the crowd and grinding. And she's grinding with Shelton. And then he turns around and she doesn't realize until she sees his hands are black. So I thought that was pretty damn funny. But then Shelton moves out of the way and Bennett super kicks Maria. And Bennett gets on top of Shelton. Brutal Bob holds Bennett's arms across the rope, and Bennett gets the win. Let's see here. Elgin versus Lethal for the #1 contendership. This match was amazing. And it kind of started off a little bit slow. The fans weren't really into it. I mean, it was two baby faces, but they got behind both guys. And at first it was quiet, and I was thinking, okay, this might be one of those matches where the fans they don't make a lot of noise, and probably the first bad match on the show, because up until now it was really good, and I thought it would be an okay match, but I didn't expect this. It was just phenomenal. These guys did a kick-ass job. So Elgin hits a 30-second vertical suplex on Lethal. He gets Lethal in a crossface, and the fans start chanting Chris Benoit. A sick deadlift suplex by Elgin, bringing Lethal in from the apron. Just amazing stuff. And after that, I couldn't write everything down. I mean, the match was so good. Every time I was about to write stuff down, something else would happen. I mean, you really have to check this match out, whether it's on the internet pay-per-view or whatever. I don't think they're going to show this on TV. Hopefully they're not doing that road rage crap anymore. So definitely try to check this match out if you can. It was just really good stuff here. And like I said, up there with Richards versus Elgin. Okay, guys, so I had to cut my cell phone off there. The finish to the match is Elgin hits a sit-down powerbomb off the top rope. Another backhand, a buckle bomb, and a spinning powerbomb for the win. So Elgin goes over here, but just a tremendous match. Great job by both these guys. Scum hits the ring. They beat up Elgin. They beat up Lethal. And the Ring of Honor guys run out, and it starts the 10-man tag match. So you have Jimmy Rave, Jimmy Jacobs, Rhino, Cliff Compton, and Rhett Titus versus Mark Briscoe, CNC, Mike Mondo, and BJ Whitmer. And Steve Corino's on commentary. And Corino actually throws Caleb Seltzer into the barricade. And Whitmer runs outside and throws Corino into the ring. The Scum guys attack Whitmer. They handcuff him to the ropes. I think Cliff Compton throws the powder again. And Rhino hits Caprice with the gore for the win. So Scum goes over here. I wasn't really surprised by this. I mean, they kind of needed to go over here. And it was a good, fast-paced match. I thought it was a fun match. And Corino is just awesome in this role he's playing as the leader of Scum. He's doing a great job with this. But that was the 10-man tag match. They show a video of some of Jay Briscoe's earlier matches in Ring of Honor. It was a pretty good video. Nigel fills in for Caleb Seltzer. We get Roderick Strong versus Machine Gun Carl Anderson. And this was an okay match. I didn't really think it was that great. I mean, it was good. But Anderson works the leg of Roderick Strong. And he eventually hits the Diamond Cutter for the win. It was an alright match, but the fans stayed into this one. They liked it the entire time and made a lot of noise. Adam Cole versus Matt Taven versus Matt Hardy for the TV title. They really got to keep this Hoopla Hottie Scarlet girl around. I mean, she is a phenomenal actress. And I'm glad they brought her back because it's the same girl from the Uncut video, the same girl I saw in Asheville. And she's doing a really good job with the House of Truth. So Cole eliminates Hardy with a small package. Corino distracts Cole, and Taven hits that hooked arm DDT move on him for the win. So Matt Taven retains his title here. But the best thing was after this match, Matt Hardy goes up to Nigel McGuinness. He's crying. And he says, "I hit the twist of fate. No one ever kicks out of the twist of fate." And he's just acting like a huge baby. And I thought it was fantastic stuff here. Just, this was awesome. And it was another decent match. American Wolves versus Red Dragon for the tag titles. My computer actually froze during this match. And it's happened before during some Ring of Honor pay-per-views. My laptop is not what it used to be. I guess maybe doing the videos has worked it a little bit harder than it's supposed to be. But yeah, it's, I don't know, it's getting up there in age. And it froze during the show, but I didn't miss much, really, just the very beginning of the match. I got it back up and running very quickly. But it was a good match here. I mean, as far as tag matches go, you can't really get much better than these guys. All four of these guys are awesome. And Bobby Fish kicks Davey Richards in the head. Kyle O'Reilly rolls him up for the win. So Red Dragon goes over here. And it really was a good match, but it was nothing compared to Lethal versus Elgin. And I think everybody who was on this show would agree with that those guys really stole the show. So we get the main event, Jay Briscoe versus Kevin Steen for the world title. And Kevin Steen looks like he's been working out. I know he said in the shoot interview that if he wanted to reach that next level, he was going to have to start working out. And he wasn't sure if he was going to do it or not. But it looks like he's been doing it. I don't know. I'm not saying he's completely changed. It's a huge makeover or anything, but it looks to me like he's definitely been working out. He's thinner than he was. And Steen goes after the injured shoulder of Jay Briscoe. Jay hits a reverse blockbuster. Crowd was behind both guys. And Jimmy Jacobs runs out. Mark Briscoe fights him off. Steen drops Jay's arm over the rope and hits a nasty rolling cannonball on him. And then my computer froze again. So I get it back up and running. And I go to the Ring of Honor website. I'm trying to log in to watch the rest of the show because there was some stuff going on. Scum hit the ring again. I think Cliff Compton was out there. He was going to try and throw the powder again. And that's when it froze. So I'm trying to get it back up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to miss the fucking finish. And I get it back up, and I see the credits that the pay-per-view's over. So I'm hoping for a miracle. I don't expect this to work, but I click a little bit earlier on the pay-per-view, and it starts again. And it's right in the middle of the match, and I'm like, okay, this is going to work. And then it just quits loading. So I go to the Facebook page, hoping to find answers when this will be available so I can finish the rest of the show. And apparently the stream died for everyone during the main event. At least that's what it says on the Facebook page. So I guess whether my computer froze or not wouldn't have changed anything. I still would have missed the main event. But if you haven't seen the show and you were watching it on a stream like me and you do not want spoilers, I'm going to tell you what happened right now. So go ahead and click the video off if you don't want to know. But apparently, Jay Briscoe beats Kevin Steen for the world title. Which I really would have liked to have seen live without knowing the spoiler. I feel like I say that for a lot of Ring of Honor pay-per-views. But yeah, Jay Briscoe won the world title, and it's kind of bittersweet for me. I think Jay Briscoe definitely deserves this. I think he's worked hard, and he's a great guy to put the world title on. And I know a lot of people were saying Jay Briscoe doesn't stand a chance. He's not going to beat Kevin Steen. I thought the same thing. I didn't think Jay Briscoe had a chance in hell of beating Kevin Steen. He was just a filler opponent. But I guess Ring of Honor tried to use that to their advantage and do something that was a surprise and unpredictable. My only problem with this is I like Kevin Steen, and I really don't think they should have taken the belt off him like this. But I also like Jay Briscoe. But the big problem I have is the hype. They really could have did a better job just hyping this up. Jay Briscoe's had all these title shots. He's never won. Steve Corino said he's a bridesmaid. He's never a bride. He can't win the big one. And I feel like they really didn't hype this up except for last week's TV show. They really didn't do any hype. And I don't know if they did that intentionally so that people would be surprised when Jay Briscoe won or what. But that's the one thing I would change, is really hype this up as Jay Briscoe's big match. He's getting another world title shot. He's never won. He's been with the company all these years. He's worked his ass off. He's bled for this company. He's getting his title shot. And they didn't do that. But like I said, maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. I would have done things a little bit differently. But it was still a decent match, what I got to see of it. And I'm fine with Jay Briscoe as the world champion. I don't know. I think maybe they should have kept the belt on Steen a little bit longer. And it really would have been better if they hyped it up, I thought. But yeah, that's how the show ended. And I plan to watch the rest of the match as soon as possible. Tomorrow night is the Ring of Honor TV show, so I plan to do the rest of the video for that. So after I watch the match, I can give my overall thoughts on everything that happened in the main event during my review of the TV show. But I wanted to go ahead and do the video since apparently the stream cut out for everybody. And I don't know. It's one of those things. It just happens sometimes. But yeah, I still had a blast watching the show. I thought it was really fun. Every match was good, and some were just great. So definitely a positive show for me. And I can't really say I'm super pissed about the stream cutting out at the very end. Yeah, it sucks. It's a horrible thing to have happen, but I'm not nearly as pissed off as I normally would be when I try to log on and I can't watch the show for the first hour. I think that's much worse. So hopefully they can get things up and running very soon and I can watch that last match. But yeah, SuperCard of Honor 7 was a success in my opinion. And I know people are going to go nuts over this streaming issue, but I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see what happened this time. It's always something. So that's my review of SuperCard of Honor 7. I hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye. And he's calling him Marshall, but it's Marshall. I mean, he's getting his own guy's name wrong. And he teases his partner being Tanahashi, Lacey Von Erich, and then he starts saying quack, quack, quack. And he says Emilio Estevez from the Mighty Ducks movies wanted to be his partner. It was good. But he ends up being the partner for QT. Alright guys, I am back with my review of the Ring of Honor SuperCard of Honor 7 internet pay-per-view from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. And I have to say I had a blast watching this pay-per-view. There were some issues I'll get into a little bit later, but I just had a lot of fun eating junk food and drinking some Chuck Lights. So and ACH hits the Big Bang DDT for the win. So that was pretty much it. I thought it was a good match. Great way to open the show, and ACH, it looks like they're going to be doing big things with this guy. He's got a lot of talent, I think. He kind of looks like Wayne Brady, too. But yeah, I thought these guys did a great job. Kevin Kelly mentions Charlie Haas retiring and how he won't be on Marshall, which was kind of disappointing. But they lie about their stats and the tell of the tape, and ACH gets Barrister in a Texas Cloverleaf and spins him around and then puts him in a submission. Some great dives in this match. Fans were really into it. Barrister hits an inverted Styles Clash on ACH, but he kicks out. And ACH and Tadarius trade kicks on QT. Thought it was a really good show. There was a fantastic match with Michael Elgin versus Jay Lethal on this show. Right up there with Elgin versus Davey Richards from last year's WrestleMania weekend show. So definitely some good stuff on this pay-per-view. Sold out crowd too, by the way. QT Marshall and Barrister Artie Evans versus ACH and Tadarius Thomas opened the show. Barrister Artie Evans is out there.